All right, guys. So under the numbers, we've talked about integers. So let me quickly clean this up, right? So I'll clean this up. Then now let's quickly talk about decimal. So sometimes you want to store something that have decimal, for example, a price, maybe a value like eight points this, values like that. So now you can store it in a data type of float. So we have float and specify what you want to the variable name. So let's say price. So you can give it maybe this point, whatever, then add your semicolon, right? So you can let's print this out. So I'll save and compile. Let's see that in action. So you can see that is my value. Then we have another one called double, right? So we can also have this decimal value stored in a double, right? So we can say, what should we store? So we can also say maybe, let's say volume, right? So we can store maybe 0. Whatever. Let's say 0.3, So we can store this as well. So if I double click, oh, it's still giving me the price, and that is because I did not print this. So sorry about this. So I'll save and I'll compile. So so you can see we can also store this, and as usual we can get the maximum and the minimum. So this, you can see the minimum, the minimum, so what is the minimum it can accommodate. So instead of saying double blah blah blah, I will be saying dbl, right? So let me launch. Okay, see, you can see this is the minimum it can accommodate, right? So let me go for the maximum. So let's see the maximum it can accommodate. Maximum. So I'll save and I'll compile. So I'll launch again. You can see this is the maximum it can accommodate, right? So and that is that for number. So you can see we've talked about integer. So where we talk about the char, the short, the int, and the long, Then here we are talking about the double and the float. So now in the next lecture we talk about boolean, right? So I'll see you on the next lecture.